I think I'm finding out that I don't like cream soda.
I love cream soda. I love cream
I
soda.
love cream
Yeah.
soda. That was the thing. I didn't so I stopped at a gas station and I thought I just grabbed 2 Mountain Dew Zeros. So one, it was the initial thinking it was just a zero, and then I got something completely different in my mouth. I was like, oh, what the fuck is that?
What went wrong with this?
And then yeah, and then reading it, it's like Mountain Dew and cream soda. Okay, I love cream soda. I do not love dirty Mountain Dew.
No, I
It does
don't.
not taste good at all to me.
Yeah, ditto.
Oh,
And
I
and maybe
love
the
it's a
sugar one
nice
tastes.
flavor.
Are you drinking the zero one or are you drinking the
I
regular?
listen. It's bad enough that I drink soda when I do drink soda, so therefore I have to drink soda with sugar in it.
Mm.
I'm not one of these aspartame motherfuckers.
No,
I
that's why I'm asking because I had the zero version, so I'm wondering
yeah
if maybe there is a difference between the regular and the zero.
yeah.
That would be my guess.
I love
Yeah.
a zero sugar soda lately.
I
Man, you get
hate
me
them.
that Dr. Pepper creamy coconut zero.
Mhm.
Oh, put that thing on tap and just set me under it. That thing is just amazing.
Just shower me in it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man.
hey Boston. I didn't realize he'd never done it before. But Cinema Wins
Mhm.
released Galaxy Quest today.
Oh, let's go. If
Ooh.
anyone hasn't watched Cinema Wins out there, just go watch Cinema Wins. They celebrate movies
Uh-huh.
instead
Yep,
of
and they
being.
celebrate bad movies too, but
Yep,
all of the good things about the bad movies.
that's right.
It just came out 2 hours ago. Hang on, let me
All
Uh-huh.
right.
pause that so it's playing.
Are you guys ready to get started?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to a brand new episode of That Video Game Podcast, aka TVGP. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpier
Howdy.
and the Nimp.
Hello.
Let's put a quick plug here for our Patreon page at either patreon.com/E1M1 or E1M1.cash.
Those ones are the numerical digits 1.
By signing up over there, every week you get the exclusive Uncensored Outcast, where we're talking about all of the cool stuff going on in our lives except for video games. You get early access to We Rogue Like It and Critical Misses. The $5 tier or higher, you get exclusive access to the Critical Misses production meeting and The Wayward Sons, the Supernatural TV show watchcast that Moon and Imp are going through. All of that over at e1m1.cash.
Ones equals numbers.
I didn't write it down, but I remember this time we have a brand new episode of Game Club out right now. TVGP's Game Club, our monthly
You remember?
our monthly show where we talk about old games that we haven't yet played. This time we talked about Chrono Trigger. If you want to hear an almost hour of us talking about Chrono Trigger and our thoughts about a true classic that should be in the feed right now. Moon.
What could you guys possibly be talking about that old game for?
I know, old games. No thanks.
Yep. Yep.
Moon, let's do another score update here and what you've been playing this past week.
Nimp, you said when we were recording something else that you would be disappointed at me if I didn't hit another 30 grand, right?
Correct. I'm about to be
Okay.
disappointed.
881,910.
Wow.
All right, look
All
at you
right.
go.
Putting in
With a
some work.
migraine, too. Look
Yeah.
at you.
Uh-huh. It would be considerably more if it wasn't for the migraine, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Like it's so annoying. I wanted to make I didn't even put my shelves up. That's how bad my migraine was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, blame it on that. Yeah, that's what it
I will
is.
get them up by December. That's my promise.
That's right.
My promise. By December. That is it. So I don't even know where to start. Literally nothing big. I didn't even touch Forza or anything like that this week. It's pretty much just a quote unquote quick and easy games.
Sure.
We'll start with Collie Call, which is one of those sliding puzzle games that a lot of these games seem to fall into.
Okay.
Except you're a dog and you have to put the sheep into the fields.
Mm-hmm.
Very cute art style. And to be honest, it really made me happy because I didn't need a guide at all for this game. It
Oh,
was like,
nice.
yeah, no, I'm just gonna play it and like see how I do. It turns out I'm getting better at these sliding puzzles
Yeah.
things. Where it's cool because like it introduces new mechanics. Like I said, again, listening to podcasts, listening to movies, doing other things, whatever the case may be. It's nice for that kind of that. This kind of game works nicely for that kind of stuff because like you can get the music in like 2 or 3 levels,
Hmm.
and then you'd be done with it.
Nice.
Uh, I'm going to, for the sake of us sitting here doing the recording,
Yeah.
I'm going to break the next like 4 games into one,
Okay. It's a medley.
which is I played the Marshmallow Marvin series.
Okay.
So the really funny thing is, the reason I picked this thing up is because it reminded me of Dizzy.
Okay.
Because if you look at the box art for it, it looks a bit like a Dizzy box art.
Hmm.
And for those of you who are not ancient and from Europe like me, Dizzy is an old school like adventure platforming thing, Dizzy the Egg specifically,
Yep.
from England. Louise, why wish you hit me in the face with my own microphone? Anyway,
Everyone's
yes,
a
the
critic.
Marshmallow Marvin franchise. There was like four of the games I think there are in total, and they're all just basically very basic platformers.
Hmm.
Um, I, some of the design of the levels is really cool. Some of them are nightmarishly annoying.
Hmm.
There's one of them which is something to do with a temple is in the name, and I think it's got the worst design because the color of the blocks that you have to stand on blends in with the background of the levels,
Oh
and it's just
no.
like, bro, it's a platformer. Why would you have this blend in this effectively,
Right.
like kind of thing? Like, I'm not playing a game I'll talk about in a little bit that I forgot to add to my list, but thanks to this game for reminding me about that. I'm just making notes so I don't forget. But the games are fine. Like they're enjoyable enough. I probably picked them up when they were like 50 cents each or whatever, so I'm not complaining about them in the slightest. Um, they're cute enough, they're fun enough, and like I said, for me, it's a bit of a nostalgia hit because it's just like, yeah, a little white character and an interesting design. It just makes me think of Dizzy the Egg,
Well, and it
which,
it very much looks like something that you'd be playing on the ZX Spectrum. Like it has
uh-huh,
that same sort of like, and I don't say this negatively because we talk a lot about these sort of smaller like student games or solo developed games on the show a lot. This really looks like a game that if you know of a kid or like you have a kid that is looking to start playing games or like start playing a platformer or something, this
it's a
looks
really good intro.
yeah, this looks like a really good intro of just like the first 10 to 50 levels are going to be incredibly easy unless you're starting to
Uh-huh.
learn how to play a platformer.
Yeah, and the majority of them are all single screen levels too. So like you
True.
have that start and finish, you can see the entire thing in front of you, so you know what you have to do.
Yep.
Like they're really solid, like little intro platformers. Like I think that, especially considering, like I said, you could probably get them for like less than $1 when
Yeah.
they're on sale. Like that,
Yep.
I probably paid less than a Starbucks coffee for the entirety of these 4 games.
Yeah.
Oh, for
Like,
sure you did. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
like like I had a decent enough time playing them, and some of the levels, some of the later levels, so every one of the games only has 30 levels,
Okay.
and they are really nice and fun and simple until you get to like level 20, 25ish,
Hmm.
and then depending on which game you're on, they go from really simple to, if you rush this you will die.
Oh, okay.
Like, it very much in the, like, credit where it's due to Rayman Legends, phenomenal game. One of my favorite things about that game was the levels where you literally just went full tilt,
Yeah.
like you
Hmm.
never slowed down.
Yep.
Um, This is the opposite, where it's like if you go full tilt, there's going to be spikes, and certain spikes, like the big spikes, they'll kill you in one hit rather than taking away one of your little hearts.
Right.
And if you rush this, you're going to hit those spikes. And you
That's
know you're
interesting.
going to hit them, but you kind of, you know, you're an idiot and you're just sprinting as fast as you can to try and get through the game as fast as you can. And then oopsies, now you're dead.
Right.
Have fun. And it's never punishing. It's not like a continuous situation. It's just like, yeah, do the level again. Nice and simple.
Nice.
But yes, it's fun little franchise. Galactic Loader is the next one, which is a side-scrolling like shmup kind of thing.
Okay.
It's kind of like a little bit like Contra, except not as well designed. He says, not negatively. I didn't mean that to sound as condescendingly as I did.
But don't expect like a secret best game of all time.
No, that's the medical game I played about the get a grip chip and the digestive systems. I can't believe I remember the name of that thing. It's a fun little like side scrolling like shoot 'em up thing. Like you literally just your space station breaks down and you have to go fix it. And by fix it, I mean run through a bunch of levels. I'm in the middle of this one right now, so like that's kind of been a fun little project I've been doing while I've been like, you know, medicating and hydrating and trying not to explode my brain.
Yeah.
Did you test the Konami code yet?
I did not. I probably should though, to be completely honest. Because it has that kind of vibe to it, that feel to it, which is hilarious. The only downside is it doesn't let me aim up, and I always just want to aim up to things directly above you, like you could in Contra, and I can't, and it's really annoying sometimes. And I'm also working on Doodle God Evolution. This is a game that took over I like the fact that Boston's laughing at the pre-recorded comments about this game. Which, look, it's gone now.
Yeah, Discord was awfully helpful for me of just like, hey, did you know Moon's playing Doodle God Evolution right now? It's like, cool, I'm trying to like record something. Get off the screen, man.
So Doodle God Evolution is a game that hit really big on the internet like 7-10 years ago, something like that. And for those of you who don't know what it is, it's basically a combining elements to make new things kind of game, except they operate differently than you'd think. So nice and simple, air plus earth equals sand.
Okay.
You know, that's super simple.
Sure.
Air plus water equals storm. Or sorry, air plus water equals dust, maybe, or rain, and so on and so forth. Energy plus water equals storm, and it's just a bunch of combinations like that, and you have to basically go through and figure out as many combinations as you can. In some cases, it works logically,
right?
Where it's like, sand plus fire equals glass. Perfect. Makes absolute sense.
Yep.
Fire plus water is alcohol.
Well, fire, water, sure, that makes sense. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it goes from an elemental thing to a colloquialism kind of thing.
Right.
And it's like, so what else is all of this? So an apple plus a cell phone gives you gold, for example.
Okay. Sure.
That you're going to say smart device.
But on a different mode where you're trying to figure out like that's the basic mode where you're trying to build the planet using the combinations. On a different mode, if you combine Apple plus cell phone, it gives you religion, which I think is really, really funny.
Wow.
That's really funny.
And it's like, okay. It's throwing its shards out at different things.
Yep.
It tickled me so much in some of these combinations where it's just like, okay, so egg plus earth equals dinosaur, egg plus sand equals turtle, and it's just it's literally a game about just trying to make all of these combinations and seeing what comes out and then what you can combine them with. So human plus tool, hunter, human hunter plus weapon, warrior, so on and so forth. And like you just go through the whole. You can very easily like go through this, and you can do the negative combination. So you can just sit there and go A plus B C D E F, and just go through and figure out everything it combines with. Or you can just use logic and try and figure it out as you go. Oh, a tool plus a tree equals wood. Who would have thunk it? You know,
Oh, sure.
wood plus human equals hut. Oh no,
Right.
It's a really interesting game and really annoying at the same time. Like I'm genuinely like, it's made me laugh. I'm having fun with it, but also it's very frustrating when, because like I was trying to figure alcohol out for the longest time, and I couldn't get hops or barley or anything like that, and I was trying to figure out how to make it, and it just wasn't working at all. And then I was like trying the basic elements again, and I mixed fire and water. I was like, okay, I hate the fact that that makes sense. I
Right.
hate the fact that I didn't think of it like 5 hours ago.
Yep.
But okay, we'll see where we go from here, kind of thing. It's fun. I'm having a blast with it. I think I've almost done the regular game. Now I need to do the DLC, which is the Doodle God Farm. So I'm looking forward to trying to figure out all of the different animals and how to get them all. Also known as banging my head against the wall with frustration, with not being able to figure out how to make a chicken or something.
Right.
Because, you know, why would I
Video
know how to
games.
do that? Yes. My final two games, we played Gamble with Your Friends as part of the game night this week. Again, if you're not sure, follow the LFG group, send me a message. We play every 2 weeks, usually a bunch of different things. Gamble with your friends. It was fun. We had a good time. Bill is getting quite adept at modding games now, which makes it a little bit scarier. Because
He's too powerful.
yeah, because like we did this with like you guys lived this through Lethal Company with me, where I slowly but surely it was yeah, we got 2 mods, 3 mods, 4 mods. It took a good like almost year of playing Lethal Company before I had 600 mods installed.
Right.
Whereas I think the positive thing that's hindering Bill in this situation is the games we're playing are relatively new, so they don't have that huge library of mods to work on.
Right.
And they're hitting, they're just not hitting the way Lethal Company hit. And Lethal Company, make no mistake, when that thing came out, that thing hit. So like while we're playing it, it's like, oh, okay, so there's perk books in the game that give you like plus 50% profit or minus 50% loss. Now we have perk sharing. And it's funny because the game was so easy right up until it wasn't.
Oh, sure.
And then the second it wasn't is because we've got people who are like, we need to make $2 billion, and we've got people rolling $1 billion bets kind of situation.
Well, that's how you
And it's
win
like,
it big,
guys,
right?
that's 2 bets.
Right.
Like let's no.
Pull it
Can
back
we
a
not
little.
do that anymore, please?
That's right.
Please. But no, it was fun. We're having a good time playing it, and it's funny because we all fall under different things. Like I like the slot machines, Rob likes his blackjack. I like the regular poker with the full thing, not the blackjack poker, but the 5 card poker essentially. I love that. Ash is obsessed with the penguins, where you have to do like a penguin dance to try and get profit. I'm really good at high low. Elf keeps shooting his mouth off at the. Okay, let me clarify that statement a little bit.
Okay.
Elf is having microphone issues, so he's not shooting his mouth off as in crap talking goes.
He's not being
removing
braggadocious.
No, he's removing his mouth for tickets.
Right.
Is what he's doing.
Okay.
Because
That's a
his
good
microphone's not
clarification in
working.
this game.
Yes, he's not mouthing off. He's being nice
Right.
and
He's
giving us more
losing his
tickets to
mouth.
get more items.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, it's everyone's playing the things that they find interesting. Um, and then, you know, we did well. We got up to like floor 2. We were rolling in the money until we weren't, and then we all jumped in a hole and got killed for whatever reason we got killed for, I
Just
guess.
like Vegas. Yep.
Just like Vegas.
Yep.
So when Loan Shark, who is an actual shark, gives you a call, you know what's up kind of
Yeah.
situation.
I was just about to say the pit
and-
boss is actually a boss in a pit.
That's right.
Quite literally, yes. And after that, we were like, okay, so let's give this Mecha Chameleon game a try, I
Hell
guess.
Yeah.
So wait, hold on. Is that an interest from Boston I hear in
Oh my
regards
god,
to
Mecha Chameleon is incredible.
Have you played it?
No, gosh, no.
So I hope to see you in 2 weeks on Friday Night Game Night, where we are planning to play Mecha Chameleon.
Probably not as much as I'd love to, but
So for those of you who don't know, Mecha Chameleon is essentially, it's kind of like a prop hunt where you have to find people, except the people that you're finding can't transform into props. They're just little dudes,
like white stick men.
yeah, like white artists stick figures, and then when you put them into a position, you then have to paint them to look like the background or to look like something, so that you are blending in as best as you can. You earn points in this game by being in the view frame of people, in the line of sight of somebody, without being spotted.
Yeah, it's prop hunt plus Pictionary.
Yes.
Yeah.
That game from Call of Duty.
Yeah, exactly. Pictionary.
So you have to hide and paint yourself in a way that gets hidden.
You're like hiding,
but also
in plain
do it in a way
sight.
that but you have to do it in a way that gains you points. If you want to hide in a corner, like Credit Wars do, Ash is the queen of finding the best hiding spaces and coming out of the round with 0 points because nobody has even seen Ash, let alone, found out where she's hiding. Whereas the other side of it,
blending in.
That's right.
yeah, well, not even blending in, just finding really solid places to hide because she doesn't get any points from being quote unquote seen but not found. And it just becomes I think it was 5 of us, and we play for a while, and genuinely it's funny and dumb, and there's already a bunch of workshop maps up, so I'm looking forward to seeing what people do with the artwork map, where it's just a bunch of classic paintings on walls.
Oh, that's fun.
So you can kind of see where that can go. It's just the best goofy fun ever that I've seen in a long time. Like, the rules are interesting. Like, you can set the timer for how long you have to paint before the hunters are unleashed. There's a whistle mechanic where you can say, okay, every 30 seconds, every 60 seconds, it whistles. The hiders whistle to give the hunters some idea of where to go to.
Yeah.
And it just becomes this really fun backwards and forwards of like who's going to go where and do what kind of situation.
Yeah. It's for anyone that hasn't seen it, it's Mecha Chameleon. Mecha is spelled MECCHA. Does not like a mech.
Yes. It's, I don't know, it's really fun to play, really goofy, stupid. Like, the hiding places that people come up with are genuinely crazy or dumb as hell sometimes.
Yep.
And it's just a good chance to sit there and laugh.
Yeah. Yeah, Mecha Chameleon is
great.
Super cool.
And Jinx in chat with a great example of one of the reasons why I was interested in checking this game out.
Yes, the now famous horse anatomy hiding. If you haven't seen it,
yes,
it's the anatomy.
I've also seen a gingerbread man anatomy short as well, which was hilarious too.
That's pretty good.
But it's great because like you can change your poses as well, so you can put like you as the hider, you can put yourself in like a little ball. You can like bend yourself over, curl around things like. Yes, and like one of the French girls, you lay on your side in one of those ways. it was genuinely fun. We only played it for like maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, like when we played it, and I'm genuinely looking forward to like just sitting down with a whole bunch of maps and, like I said, trying to get as many people as we can in there just to make it more interesting. We even jumped into the Discord voice channel our Discord, on the TVGP Discord. We just jumped into the voice there and talked that way.
Yeah.
So that way you can like hear people getting nervous when you get close to them, kind of situation. And like you'll just hear like over the microphone. You're
Yep.
like, okay.
Or like
okay.
you'll never find
Who is that? Yes.
Yeah.
It's like the crap talking is fun. The running around is fun. Like the I can't believe I missed that is fun too. Like when
like, how
you
did you
find some place.
How did you manage to paint yourself like that? That's incredible. Yep.
So yeah, we'll probably be doing that in 2 weeks.
Okay.
So check it out, LFG. Send me a message. You'll see me on, or you'll see us just fill up the voice chat in Discord. You're more than welcome to hop on in and spend some time with us.
Everyone is welcome. Discord.tvgp.tv.
Yep. But yeah, that's all I've been playing this week.
All right. Oh, let's start with a game I never thought I'd really talk about on here, and that's Street Fighter 6.
Okay.
So I Street Fighter
Louise.
6 I have always been interested in. Hi, Louise. Because they have their world mode, which is the RPG mode for Street
Right.
Fighter. The last game that I played that had anything like this was Soul Calibur 3. I think it was
one of
the
those.
one that
Yeah.
started it. Yeah. And that really got me hooked on that with Soul Calibur. But for this specifically, I'm like, all right, that seems really cool. And then, of course, they announced that Tifa Lockhart from Final Fantasy VII will be eventually joining the roster. And I'm
That's
like,
right.
well, I gotta go buy this game now.
That's right. That's right.
So for right now, I just wanted to test it out this week because my other game is what I actually spent a lot of time with. I spent about 6 hours on the world mode. And you start out, you have a character that you are creating, and it's a pretty in-depth character creator that you're going through. But your character will look hulking.
Okay.
It's just the way all Street Fighter characters look.
Yeah, they're just gonna be big.
When I was the first Street Fighter master that you find is Luke, and his forearm is as thick as my thigh.
Yeah.
So how this all works out is once you create your character, you then get into that mode, and you are put in Metro City, which is the legally distinct New York City, and you are literally in Times Square with the bleachers in front of it kind of thing, or the steps, whatever. You get a brief introduction from Luke, and you are given a rundown on, okay, this is how this game's going to work. Luke is your master, and what that means to you is in this game, every Street Fighter character is a master, and you can change your style based on becoming a student of one of these masters.
Okay.
So Luke is your starting play style.
Okay.
I have unlocked so far Chun-Li as well, so I can switch my play style to be Chun-Li's.
Okay.
I just unlocked. Oh, why didn't I write his name? It starts with a B. The green guy with electricity.
Blanca.
Yeah, Blanca.
Yeah.
I just unlocked him. I now have his style that I can fight as.
Okay.
And the way this whole thing mingles out is
the turtle, as it's known.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Your character has a level, and you have stats. And the thing that really got me was when they refer to your health bar, they call it your vitality meter. I'm like, okay, yeah, we're really getting into RPGs for this.
Yeah.
You can you can buy different clothes, which increases different stats, like your punch strength, your kick strength, your throw strength, your defense,
so
all
it's a
of
Yakuza
that.
game.
I was going to say, playing this reminds me of a really, really tight-knit Yakuza game, because you have areas that you can run around in Metro City, and there's places for you to explore. Like there's ladders for you to climb to find things. Not everyone, but a lot of the people in the world when you're running around in here have levels above their heads and you can fight them.
Mm-hmm.
And so you walk up to them and you have options where it's like you can hit X to talk or square to fight or triangle for details, and it shows you what all they have. Each person that you fight in this world have bonus items that you can get from them by doing certain criteria, like throwing this person twice, you unlock additional experience. Or if you take them out without taking any damage, you get like an item.
Okay.
This has full on items of I'm going to eat this and it's gonna boost my health, or it's gonna heal me, or there are items that permanently increase your stats as well, like permanently increase your strength stat or your health bar or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So they went way on RPG, way more than I thought they were going
Yeah.
to, without really looking into this. So
Yeah, because I remember the thing I heard about it originally was like, you're in this kind of open world area, and people will jump you every once in a while, and it's a Street
Yep.
Fighter fight. And I thought that was kind of it, so I'm pleasantly surprised to hear it's a much deeper experience.
So the funny thing about those people is there are gangs in here because it is
Mhm.
Street Fighter. Anyone that covers their face will jump you. They will run out and they will hit you, and it will cause damage before you guys get into your fight. And it's the
Mhm.
whole thing of when you start a fight or when they ambush you or when you eventually get the chance to ambush it yourself, you get like the quick RPG splash screen, and then you're in the battle mode, which is just what a fighting game looks like,
Mhm.
which I always loved. Um, the funny thing with the gang members is most of them wear cardboard boxes with holes cut out for them to look
Okay.
through, and they're different colors. Other
Oh, so it's a
people,
Yakuza game.
Yeah, exactly.
yes. Other people, they just have ties that they tied around their eyes, and they cut out little slits, and they look like Ninja Turtles running around with different color
That's
ties
really good.
around it. So all kinds of just dumb stuff.
Oh man.
But on top of your character level, you also have your I think it's just straight up your style level. So playing as Luke's style, if I fight, as I continue to fight, I gain experience and I gain like style points towards the style level. If I fight somebody who also is a student of Luke, fights with his style, I gain additional experience points towards that style.
Oh, okay.
This makes it so that you can start unlocking more of the actual like specialties of Luke. So at this point in time, I have his move where he like charges up his fist and he punches really hard. There's another move where he does, I think it's called like Sandblast or something like that, where he's punching really fast. It's like his ultimate move. He's punching really fast and he's shooting things across the screen, and then he does his final with that, your normal Street Fighter ultimate stuff like that. You've got the gauges and all this stuff. I'm not going to break it all down because I don't know what I'm talking about.
Right.
I am not the person you come to for fighting games. And I think the last Street Fighter game I honestly played was Street Fighter Alpha 2 on the PS1.
Okay. It's been a couple of years.
I'm remembering that correctly, yeah. So once you've gotten to a certain level, you can go back and talk to the master that you have equipped, and they will teach you more of their moves and fight sets. And eventually you can also get to a point where you can challenge them and you can fight them. I have not won a single time fighting against Luke or Chun-Li. Like, they just straight up waste me.
Okay.
And the funny thing is they still have like the little next to the health bar, they have the actual breakdown of how much health they have. The first time I challenged Luke, I think I had like 8,000 health at level 8, and he was level 15 with like 18,000 health.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, this is already not going to
Right.
go my way. So going through all that, the side missions that you get, because as you're exploring, you will find side missions. And so far, these feel more like introductions, like they're slowly introducing you to all of the fighting systems.
Oh,
So
okay.
like the different bars and stuff, you'll get like a side mission where it's like, hey, go talk to this character and they will explain to you how a cancel works.
Mm.
And then you go talk to them and like, cancel my attack like 3 times, and then you do it. It's like, all right, cool, now you know how cancels work. You've
Okay.
completed the side quest. So you're running around doing stuff like that, and you're getting more. It's like drip feeding you the information, because like I said, it's been a while since I've played it. There are bars upon bars on here that I don't know why these are on screen. I don't know how to
Right.
activate them or do anything.
And it's kind of cool because it sounds like it's a lot more interesting to play than just going into the lab and saying like, here's the button to push for cancel.
Yeah.
It's circle. Get the right timing. And it's like, okay, cool, I guess.
It's really funny because after playing this mode for a while, it all of a sudden clicked with me. It's like, oh, this is just the tutorial,
Yeah.
basically showing, like, they're drip feeding me how to play Street Fighter 6.
Right.
Which is like, okay, cool. You guys did a really good job. I was in here for the RPG aspect,
Right.
but in the background, you're sitting here teaching me all
Wait
this
a minute,
stuff.
they're
So I'm
teaching me
figuring it
stuff.
all out.
Hey,
Yeah, I don't know
Before
what
you
any
know
of
it,
it's
you buy a
called.
fight stick.
Yeah, exactly. Up on stage on
It
Evo.
does tell you. It does tell you that you can have two controllers plugged into any console, a normal controller and a fight stick, so that way you can switch between the two. From open world, you can use your controller, and when you actually start
Oh,
fighting, you
boy.
can use your fight stick.
I see.
And I'm like,
They figured it out.
I'm not into it that much.
That's right.
But maybe
Yep.
Give me
one
time.
day, who knows? Yeah, be in here talking about my new HOTAS setup
I was
with the
gonna
fight
say,
stick in the
I
center.
don't have a fight stick.
Yeah.
I might have a flight stick though.
So there's all that option. So the other cool thing that I discovered once I was able to unlock Chun-Li as a master is you can mix and match your fight, I guess, abilities.
Okay.
So like
they
any
have
of
a
the stuff that I
job
learned from
system. I love it.
kind of, yeah. So it's like anything that I learned from Chun-Li, like her hyper
Such
kicking,
a dog.
I can be in Luke's style and equip that. I'll call it a skill. I can equip Chun-Li's skill even though I
Right.
have Luke's style
Right.
and use it. But the rest of it could still be Luke's stuff. Like I don't like how, to me, Chun-Li's fight style feels a lot shorter than Luke's.
Mm-hmm.
I could not get used to it. So I switched back to Luke. But I really liked her upside down hurricane kick. So I just added that into my play style. I was like, all right, cool. Now I have that and I can bust that out whenever I want to.
That's pretty cool.
There are two modes,
Out of
controller modes.
curiosity, do you know
Go
the actual name of that move?
No. My
Pretty sure
disclaimer
you're talking
at the
about the
beginning,
spinning
I
bird
am
kick.
not the person you come to for
That's right.
fighting game information.
That's right.
So what do you think it was called? The what?
I think it's called the spinning bird kick.
That
Yeah,
sounds
sure.
right.
Why not? So, as one of the other fun things is with each master, there are things that you can break in the world, and you can sometimes get items from, and you can also customize like your equipment to the point where they have like dye colors, so I can change the colors of it. You can also go through, if there is a piece of equipment that you really liked, but it's got crappy stats, but you like the way it looks for you, they do have like basically a transmog feature.
Oh,
Where it's like, hey, you like what this looks like? Cool. Change how it looks for your character while keeping the crappy looking thing on.
right.
That way it doesn't mess with
Equip
you.
your
But
legendary jorts. You're ready.
yes. The one thing that I had discovered was there are master skills that you use to break objects in the game, like trash cans, anything that glows slightly off, crates, all that stuff. And there are chests that you can find while exploring, which give you random items as well. One thing I did not discover, I was really annoyed that, as you were talking about earlier, you can get ambushed by gang members, but I couldn't, like, there's no option to punch back before they ambush you, and there's no dodge.
Oh, sure.
So I'm like, I have to be able to do something like this. And that's where the master skills come in, where you hold down R2 and there's like a button overlay that pops up. And for Luke, you get a uppercut that you do, a flashing uppercut or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time I used that by mistake, there was a schoolgirl running by and I sucker punched that girl.
Nim hates women. We have it on
That's right.
recording.
Apparently.
Nim hates women.
Hey, she can fight just like the rest of us. Okay?
That's right.
But the funny thing is, before even doing that, like I had said earlier, anyone that has a level above their head, you can fight. when you hit square to fight them, you both like walk up to each other and like show each other your fist, and then it starts the fight.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, though, because I did the ambush, I dealt damage to her already. So when I went into the fight, her health bar was already down quite a bit, and I just did like 2 more attacks and she was out.
Oh, okay.
But the funny thing is, which I didn't, besides that, because I felt actually kind of bad about it, because her body like ragdolled into a car, and it was the worst case scenario figuring this out. But the other funny thing was that she had reached behind her in her bag, and I had punched her twice before she could do anything else. And I was telling my wife, like, I think she was about to throw something at me.
Mm-hmm.
I get into another fight, and that they throw like bottles and knives and stuff at you,
Oh,
and I'm
wow.
like, this is turning into like Streets of Rage, where it's
Yeah,
like this dude has a
exactly.
pipe that he's chucking at me. So
Jeez.
and I haven't done it yet, but apparently you can use items while you're fighting. You can heal yourself during a fight, or you can use a consumable like that, where you can also apparently throw stuff at your opponents as well. So it's really weird. And on top of all of this, there is a skill tree.
Oh, wow.
The skill tree looks
Oh, no.
like a tournament style bracket where
Oh, that's
you get
really
to
clever.
choose. They show 2 options. One can be like increased strength or increased vitality, and you have like this little, it'll cost you 5 trophies, and you get like a certain amount of trophies every time you level up. So you choose between the 2, and whichever one that you choose, the other one darkens out, and then the little grid line pops up and brings you to your next one to
Oh,
show you
wow.
your next option that you can choose. So it's like, they did a really good job with this
Yeah,
RPG.
that's really clever.
So I am looking forward to playing more of this. I think I'm on chapter 6 of this now, because I just met Blanca, and there's something weird with a mascot. I just got a mascot costume of him, and I learned his dance.
Sure.
I don't know what that has to do with anything. So
I'm
But
not
I'm-
up on the Street Fighter lore, so I have no idea.
I'm not either, but I'm very, very pleasantly surprised at how much they've put into this for this
Yeah.
mode. Because
Yeah.
I was kind of just expecting it to be a one-off. Oh, that's fun. I'm just leveling up a character. And now there's like, no, there's like a day-night cycle. There's all this story stuff happening. And
Right.
there's one guy, I climbed a ladder, and there's a dude that's like fully decked out in a hero costume, and it just says Mysterious Stranger, and he's a level 28, and he's just looking down at the street. And I'm like, I'm not going to mess with that guy yet,
right.
but eventually.
It's gonna be a good side quest, though.
It will be. So that's it for Street Fighter 6 right now. I may shelve this for now until the Tifa DLC comes out,
Yeah.
because I'm kind of, you can see all the masters that are there, and it looks like it's every character, and they have a ton of DLC characters, and it looks like those are in here too.
Oh, wow.
So I'm kind of curious if she's going to show up as a master in the RPG mode.
I'd be curious
don't
to see
know.
that, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't looked out into it. There could be news about it already. Whatever, I don't know. So
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to goofing off with her. So my last game that I played was Final Fantasy V, the 4-job Fiesta edition.
Of course.
To the surprise of nobody, I am an idiot.
Go on.
I got to the final dungeon.
Uh-huh.
I did not remember that red mages can also break rods. I thought it was purely a black mage thing.
Sure, right.
My life improved so much when I accidentally found that out.
I'm
And
like-
again, I was in the final dungeon.
You know, I
So you-
understand.
you-
I had a red mage in my first run, though, and when you play like a black mage or a white mage or a time mage, they typically use either daggers or a rod as their kind of default equipment, but the red mages can equip swords. So you're like, oh, well, if I can use kind of the next level up of gear, obviously I won't be able to use the rods, right? Well, it's understandable. Moon,
Apparently
you,
can.
you seem
Yeah.
like you were going to ask a question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna suggest quite lightly that Nimp broke the rod over his own back. So
Dude.
one might also say that a slave obeys and Nimp breaks the rod. You can hate me all you want.
Yep.
Bad jokes are part
No,
of.
I
part of
enjoy
me.
the bad joke,
Yep.
but when I discovered that my red mage could break rods, I sat my controller down and just put my face in my hands because I was like, I have made this so much harder than it needed
These
to be.
last 20 hours. Oh my god.
Yeah, I actually beat the game at 28 hours
Nice.
because
That's
of
not
this.
bad.
So no, but when I discovered that I could do that, I'm like, cool. So I went to, I think it was Korma, one
Mhm.
of the towns, and they sell fire, ice, and thunder rods. And I bought 99
That's right.
fire,
I'm
ice, and
loading
thunder
up.
rods. And they, once you get to a certain point, they do the tier 3 version of the elemental magic. So
Mhm.
even though it's a fire rod, it's doing, what is it, Fyraga or Fyrida
A
or
fire guy,
whatever,
I think,
the
yeah.
third tier. Yeah. And it does it to everyone, all the enemies.
Yep.
You don't have to pick that. So I did a ton of grinding in the final dungeon
Yep.
to the point where I had, I think, like 48 rods of each element before I went up against the final boss.
Right.
And I didn't walk through him, but there wasn't a lot that he could really do after a fashion.
Right.
And I had all the equipment for my dancer, so I was getting pretty sizable damage with my dancer doing sword dance.
Mhm.
That was popping up probably like two out of the 3 times, 2 out of 4 times,
Yeah.
maybe.
I think it turns it into like a 50% chance, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and then my white mage was just there to heal, and my bard was just sitting there boosting levels.
Yep.
And I think that final boss still took me about 10-15 minutes, even
not
with
too
doing
bad.
everything. No, and then I beat the game, and I got a
Nice.
nice little screenshot
Yep.
that now randomly adores one of my monitors because I have them where it just randomly switches out photos. So every once in a while that comes up.
Yep.
I had to ask my stupid old man question of, hey, how do you guys get pictures on the internet? Is Photo Bucket still a thing?
That's right. That's a fair question. I think all 3 of us at the same time were like, just use Imager. You don't need an account.
Yeah, and then as soon as you guys said that, I was like, oh yeah, that's right, that is a thing, because
Yeah.
I don't ever have to upload videos out, or
Yeah, me
pictures
neither.
or anything outside of
Once a
Discord.
year.
So yeah, but I had, despite the hardships that I put myself through,
Right.
I still really enjoy Final Fantasy V. I think this may have only been like the 2nd time I've beaten it, maybe
Okay.
3rd time. I don't remember playing it a whole lot. Because it was really like 4 and 6 that I would go back and forth on quite a bit. So
do you think you would
I
do the
just had an
Fiesta every year now of like, yeah, I'll do a new run?
Unless I get sick or something like that, yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Like, it was a fun enough challenge. Like I said, I had, as much as I was griping about it, I enjoyed the random handicapping that I was getting.
Yeah.
That just made me bang my head up against the wall and be like, what can I do differently to try to get past this issue right now?
How can I solve this puzzle?
Yeah, and it was fun. And I also enjoyed, I mentioned in Discord about how you have like an after action report for each character after the credits, which I thought was really nice addition that they added to it.
Yeah, it shows like their level, how many jobs they mastered, how many abilities they learned, stuff like that.
Yep. Which obviously mine was woefully low because they only had like 4 classes I could use. So yeah, I would love to try another. I'm not going to do it this year.
Yeah.
Because it's just, that really sucked it out of me once I figured out I could break rods.
Yeah.
So it's like, next year, lesson learned. Hopefully 4 red mages. Let's go. No.
Right. And for anyone that wants to play the Fort Job Fiesta, it's at fortjobfiesta.com. Sign in with your Google account and sign up and all. The website helps you through it.
It's not that hard.
It runs until August 31st. So you still have like 2 months left to play if you want to pick it up and get started.
I do want to say too, real quick, there was, I think it was proto something. It's in one of the caves.
A prototype?
And I'm like, I don't. Yeah, and I'm like,
one of the
I don't
2
think
super bosses.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't think I want to fight that right now. I don't remember what that one is.
Mm-hmm.
And then it ran into me. Oh yeah, that thing wiped me out so fast. And I'm like, I am not ready for whatever that is.
It's funny because prototype, you can't really. Actually, it's Omega. It looks like now I'm remembering. It's Omega, and it looks like the prototype robots from earlier in the game, and you really can't damage it. You kind of have to like figure out the puzzle of how to damage it, and that's opposite to Shinryu from later in the final dungeon. That just basically wipes your party in the first turn, unless you can figure out that puzzle too. Like they're really interesting, sort of secret super bosses.
Yeah, because there's a lot of the, like, I was trying to remember too, is like, is Arise just a better version of Revive, or is that the one that presets Revive on your character, so when they do die, it then
Right.
revives them? It's like, no, okay, it's just a better version of Revive in this version of the game.
Right.
And I think maybe 6 is when it changes to
Yeah, it's
where
like a
Arise is the
pre-revive.
preset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be
So,
curious to see when that was, because I don't remember which game changed it.
yeah, and it's just really funny getting the tickling in the back of your head is like, I think it does this. I don't
Which
know.
one-
Let's test it and see what happens.
Which one
Yeah.
does it do? Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's right. I have a reflect ring on. I should not heal my entire party right now.
That's right.
But yeah, that I really enjoyed it, and that's all I played this week. I don't know if you did anything more. I know you started a second run.
Yeah, I did start my second run. The first run I did was a meteor run. So as I talked about last week, I could kind of like get any job at any point. This time I just did a regular run, so you're only getting one of the jobs from each crystal. And I got Blue Mage, Berserker, Beastmaster, and Samurai. So that's just a run you're just gonna sail straight through. Like there's, if any boss is gonna give you trouble, usually you can use level 5 death and kill it immediately. And if you can't, then with Samurai you can just throw money at it, literally, and just destroy it in a turn or two.
Being reminded about the level spells was a very rude awakening as well, where it's like, oh,
Yep.
level 5 death. Okay, there goes those characters. And then what was it? Level 3 stone or something like that.
Level
And I'm
3
like,
flare
and I'm party
is the
wiped.
really nasty
Flare,
one.
that's what it
Yep.
was. Because I was like, yep, and I'm wiped.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah. Final Fantasy V is great. I love it. I didn't play too much of that this week, though. Largely because I just didn't really have the time. Also, I feel like once I get through my first run, because I've been playing it for so many years, once I get through that first run, I'm usually like, all right, unless I'm really looking for something to do, I'm typically not gonna finish any of the additional runs. Unless I'm like trying to beat my numbers of like, I want to complete the most I've ever done in a year. I'm here to play Final Fantasy V. Have fun with it. I finished Mina the Hollower. I'm not really gonna. I'm obviously not gonna talk about any ending stuff because I'm not gonna spoil a game that just came out. I really liked the ending area of this game, the kind of ending dungeon. I thought that was incredibly clever, and I think if anyone is going to have any complaints about the difficulty, it's probably going to be because of a difficulty spike at the end of the game. So be warned, if you're going to play this, you can change a lot about the difficulty of this game even while you're playing it. I don't think it was impossible or anything at the end of the game, but it was definitely like, oh, okay, this is definitely the final dungeon of a game. This is getting kind of serious here. So I really liked it. I am curious to hear what the kind of long-lasting feelings about the ending are going to be after people beat it. I really liked it, but I have a feeling long-term it's going to be a little bit divisive. So again, nothing I really want to say on that. Once you beat the game, you are able to go right back into the game, and it'll leave you like right before you fought the final boss, and you'll be able to kind of go do whatever the rest of the stuff you wanted to do in the game, which I appreciate. You also do unlock New Game Plus. it specifically said New Game Plus 1 or like round 1 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Unlike something like Chrono Trigger, where in Chrono Trigger you keep all of your levels and your equipment and your like all the techs you've learned and all that, and the difficulty of the game stays the same. So you're largely just like walking through the game stronger and stronger as you play it. Mina the Hollower actually gets harder. Um, it Enemies hit harder, have more health. Um, you still keep all your stuff, so you start at your same level, you have all your equipment, you have all your like weapon upgrades and all of that stuff, you have all the upgrades to your under lab as far as I could tell. That's the thing, your kind of like checkpoint area. It just everything in the game starts from a harder difficulty perspective, but you're starting from a strength perspective of where you finish the game. The way they kind of get around that is when you finish the game the first time, the highest level you can get for any of your stats is 10. When you go to New Game Plus 1, you can get to 15. So you get a little bit of a higher stat. So like your strength stat is going to go up 5 more, which that makes a huge difference. Same with defense, same with your sidearms and all that. So there's like a little bit of interesting stuff there to kind of counteract the increased difficulty, but I played a little bit of that to kind of get through the tutorial area, and I don't think I'm going to continue playing that because I don't think that's what I'm looking for out of Mina. You know, we were talking about it, I think it was last week.
You're not looking for the true Souls experience, I see.
I'm really not. And like, I think we talked about it last week too, where like, I'm not going to go for the platinum because there's so many like speed run things. There's one trophy of like finish the game without going in the underlab. So like you have to do whatever upgrades you need to do above ground. Like don't I actually shockingly got the trophy for not losing any of my bones across an entire run. I'm shocked that I got that, which means
that means you didn't die twice, basically.
Yeah, I didn't die twice at all, which was fairly sure I had at some point, which I'm pleasantly surprised I hadn't. But there's a lot of ones of those of like clear the game in New Game Plus, you know, do all these kind of additional stuff. And that's kind of not what I'm looking for in Mina. I think if there's anything that I might still do, I might go get 100% of everything on that save file, like collect all the stuff, get all the upgrades, get all the weapons and trinkets and all of that. I think that could be pretty fun, but beyond that, I don't know if I'm in Mina the Hollower for stuff like that. So I kind of wish I had more to talk about with Mina because I really did love it. But so much of what makes Mina great is just the like moment-to-moment gameplay stuff. And that's the stuff that I think for a lot of games like this, it can be pretty hard to explain why it's so appealing. Other than like, it feels really great to play. Like, it's sort of like, oh, I played Elden Ring and it was an incredible experience because it was hard and fun to play. It's like, well, yeah, but you know, there's more nuance to it. But that's kind of the positive and the negative of it. Is like, yeah, it was an incredible game. It's, you know, unless I play 15 other things that are better, it's probably going to be my top 10 list this year. But it's a little bit hard to explain other than, yeah, it was an incredibly fun game to play, and it just felt really great. And sometimes that's all it needs to be, I think.
Yeah.
I did want to mention Marathon real quickly. I talked at the beginning of the season about Dire Marsh Knight, which most people just call him Nightmarsh now, or regrettably Narsh, which I think is not a great name. Because Dire Marsh Day was called Darsh because it's just Dire Marsh. Darsh is a little bit more fun to say, at least. So in one of the maps, Outpost, there's kind of this giant vertical middle area called the Pinwheel. And in that, there's a bunch of stuff you can get into that you're like doing puzzles or feeding key cards in that you're picking up during the run, and you're getting really great loot. It turns out there's an area like that in Nightmarsh called Upper Complex. And on the regular Dire Marsh map, there's this one point of interest called Complex, and it kind of had all these staircases that led to locked doors. And everyone was like, okay, well, maybe that'll open up at some point, or maybe that like wasn't the end of the map or whatever. Turns out that opens up during Nightmarsh. You're kind of gathering a whole bunch of stuff across the map, like racing to gather a bunch of stuff to get in there. The three of us, Hannah, Bill Savert, and I, did a run for that and gathered up all the stuff, had like an incredibly smooth run, got up there, you fight wave after wave after wave of enemies, you fight an incredibly difficult boss. If you can do all of that successfully, sort of with enough time to loot, you open up this fairly generous loot room after that that's just dumping loot on all three of you. And then you're kind of getting out of there as quickly as possible. So I liked doing that, I think, more than running the Pinwheel or the red loot room in Pinwheel on Outpost. I kind of don't like Outpost as a map overall, just from like a design perspective. I think it's more annoying than fun. But I liked this one especially because you're sort of sprinting through this completely dark map, trying to do enough fighting and trying to do enough like bright and loud stuff to gather all the stuff, and then you're doing something off to the side of the map that's incredibly loud. So it's this kind of risk reward of like, are you going to be able to do all of this stuff and potentially fight off other enemy teams, or are you gonna like do it in the right time in the map, or do it in the right order that you're not going to fight anybody else? I thought that was a lot of fun. They also announced something that I'll talk about next month once it launches, but they're launching a purely PvE mode of Cryo Archive. They're going to call it Vault Breaker, and they're kind of treating it like a roguelite where you're going in with a sponsored kit, which again is their kind of free kit equivalent, and you're going in and it's only PvE, and basically you're going through an increasingly difficult set of challenges in Vault Breaker. It sounds like you're basically going through one vault after another on the map, and then eventually fighting the compiler at the very end, which is like the big boss on the map. But the interesting thing is you're kind of gathering meta progression stuff as you're doing multiple runs and using that to increase the strength of the sponsored kit you're bringing into Vault Breaker. So it sounds like you're kind of raising the floor of where you're starting Vault Breaker runs, and then using that to get kind of further and further or have an easier time or whatever.
Okay. Is this the PvE mode that you were talking about like a week or two ago, or is this in addition to the PvE mode they were talking about?
So that was an experimental mode, which means it was only around, that was sponsored survival. That was only around for a handful of weeks. They just removed that this past week, and they said, all right, we've gotten all the data we needed out of that. They brought back, oh my god, what did they call it? The sponsored queue, which is a little bit different. It's a normal like duos, trios playlist, but everybody just has to bring in the free kit. So it's a
Okay.
little bit different. This is an addition. This is a different mode that I suspect long term they'll probably do both, but it sounds like Vault Breaker is a permanent mode. It's not one of their experimental ones.
Okay.
And the other thing too that I think is really interesting for Vault Breaker, you can't take out any of the loot that you get in the map, because the first question was, okay, if you can just go into the end game map solo, the stuff that's like that's showering you with some of the best loot, doesn't that just kind of break the game for everybody? I mean, it sounds like we know for sure that you don't take out any of the gear that you get in there. It sounds like some of that meta progression stuff that you're gathering, you can then exchange for stuff outside of that mode. So we have a system in the game right now called Carry. It's it's like a mode where you get currency when you help other people, or you like extract with other teams, or you help rooks or stuff like that. And those you get kind of a currency for, and you can exchange that currency for like weapons or backpacks or implants or healing meds or reputation packs or stuff like that. I'm expecting Vault Breaker to kind of be very similar to that. So we'll see. That comes
Okay.
on, I think it's July 21st. So I think it sounds interesting on paper. And we'll see if it, to be blunt, hopefully brings more people into Marathon. Because that's kind of what it needs right now. It's just
Nope.
more
Marathon
people
is
to play it.
dead. It's the next Concord.
That's right.
Blah blah
Concord
blah.
3, dead game. Hashtag. Yeah. So fingers crossed. Hopefully it'll bring. I think there's a lot of interest in Marathon right now. I think most of it positive, some of it negative. But I'm hoping that expanding the set of modes that are available in Marathon can bring more people into it. Fingers crossed. So. Last game I have here is a brand new game that I'm finally getting around to called Bistro. We talked about it during.
Oh, I'm curious about this one.
Yeah, we talked about it during releases for a couple weeks ago. Reminder: this is called Bistro. It's spelled Beastro. I think the best way for me to explain Bistro is to just walk through a regular, like a normal day in Bistro. So it's a very chill, no time limit, blue sky, cozy game. When you first start the day, you wake up and you're kind of taking care of stuff around the town. You are watering a bunch of flower beds behind your house. You're harvesting seeds. You're taking care of your chickens and your cows. If you feed your chickens a grub, they lay an egg for you, which you'll use later. If you fed your cow the previous day, they leave milk for you. Eventually you get some like water-based animals that if you feed them lily pads, they give you stuff too. You're kind of taking care of all of that stuff, and then you go around the town and you're gathering ingredients. You're picking flowers, you're grabbing bugs off the wall, you are picking stuff up that was left over, you're harvesting mushrooms, you're doing all that stuff, and you're talking to people in the town. You are buying stuff from like the general store, you are making improvements to your farm at the store that the giant crow runs, and a lot of that is like improving the areas that your animals live in. You're getting yourself more seed beds and stuff like that, and you're kind of just exploring the town. You're fishing. It has a very straightforward and simple fishing minigame. It
sounds like you found your Farmville replacement.
it's a lot more than that, but I think the vibe that you're you're thinking of is 100% accurate here.
It feels like you're just tapping the other arm, be like, here, right here.
That's right. One of the things I like the most about this game is there are no timers for this mode. You are just exploring. If you want to spend 5 minutes playing this mode, like the daytime part, you can. You want to spend 2 hours just looking at every single thing in the village, you totally can. And all of that is largely just ingredient gathering and kind of like taking care of the town and stuff like that. The middle part of the day is when you go run your restaurant. You have this little like flame spirit that lives in your oven, and basically you select four recipes that you're going to serve in the restaurant during the day. Once you pick all those, that's where you're using a lot of your ingredients that you've gathered. It'll say like, oh, this recipe needs 1 of these 4 ingredients, or this recipe needs 3 of these and 7 of those. And at that point, you set your menu for the day, and then you do a couple of different mini games based on the stuff that you picked. There's like a rhythm game chopping one. There's a basically you're playing basketball with the ingredients that you're throwing into the pot. There's one where you're kind of like avoiding large fire bubbles and stuff like that. There's a brand new one I got when I got an oven, where you're kind of like dropping wood in these cauldrons and getting them to cook over time. And you cook all those dishes, and then at that point you serve them to all of the people that are in the restaurant. You get a bunch of money depending on how fast you serve them, but the timing is like incredibly generous. It's really not like go, 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 go. It really is very straightforward and very, not like casual, but I'd say like it's not a hardcore game whatsoever.
It's not a stressful game.
Exactly. Like it's not like Played Up or anything. Like you're not just like go, go, go. It's not like an episode of The Bear or something. It's still
I was
very
thinking like
relaxed.
Hell's Kitchen, where it's like
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you serve all of that stuff, you feed all of your customers, and then at that point, the other half of the the serving stuff happens, and there's the city that you're in, Palapori, has a giant wall around it, so everybody's kind of insulated from the bad story stuff that's happening outside of the town. And what your job is because you have this flame spirit, you can cook dishes that give explorers that are battling out there magical powers. And what you're doing is you're taking all of those ingredients and using one of the dishes that you could have made in the other thing, and you're essentially turning it into this kind of like Tetris-like thing where the dish has a set number of ingredients on the mise en place board at the beginning, and then you're fitting all of these ingredients around it to try and kind of fill up the board. But as you're doing that, all these ingredients are either buffing or complementing each other. So there's this kind of big ingredient wheel where there's 6 flavors. Let me see if I remember it. Umami, bitter, sour, sweet, and salty. And then spicy is the only one you don't have available at the beginning of the game. And a lot of them will be like umami and bitter, if you put the ingredients next to each other, will buff both of those. So they kind of enhance each other. And then it's like salty complements umami, I think. So those, when you set those ingredients next to each other, they kind of they don't make each other stronger, but they might uh, give you a different ability when you go out and you do the next part of the game. Because what you're doing when you're fitting all this stuff on the mise en place board is you're building a deck of cards for the adventurer to go out and use in the next portion of the game. So you're taking all of these ingredients and you might be putting down what's essentially a chicken leg, but because you're combining it in a certain way with this other ingredient you put on your board, it's making the card stronger and then it's giving it another ability. So you're like not only getting another card in your deck, it is stronger than it would be normally, and it has like a cool fun ability at the same time. There's some other stuff in the mise en place board stuff that is like a little bit too wild to kind of explain here, but the essential flow is kind of you're going to fit all these ingredients Tetris style on this board. It's going to make the adventurer stronger for the next part or give them more tools at their disposal. And then once you're all done with all of that, the third phase starts, which is you're going to go out on an adventure. And this is the stuff that you might have seen from the trailer. You can go back through the village and you can gather all your nighttime ingredients. You can do some night fishing. It's very similar to kind of how the daytime stuff worked. But once you go to the tea house, there's a shadow puppet theater set up, and you pick on like an FTL style map the path you want to go through, and then your little adventurer, who's like a little picture on a stick, starts venturing out in the woods and running through events which have little mini games. It's all kind of like standard stuff you do in kind of like any roguelike. But this is where the deck that you built comes into play, because once you start fighting enemies, this is where you are using your deck and your abilities to fight against these enemies you're running into. So a lot of these in the early area, you're building like a very umami strong deck, the kind of green cards, because the enemies that you're fighting are on the opposite side of the flavor wheel. So you're doing extra damage to them. And it's not like, like a lot of card games we see in like JRPGs or anything, where it's like, well, this number beats this number, so it does damage. There's kind of more mechanics to it. I'm not playing Slay the Spire here. Like, to be clear, it is not as in depth as, some of the stuff that Moon and I have played on We Rogue Like It, but it's kind of it's a lot more like Wild Frost that we played over there. Like, it has all the mechanics of something that you might play like Slay the Spire, like any of these kind of deck building games. It's just a lot more straightforward and a lot easier. Like, when there's a card that you can play that will it will like defeat the cards that the enemies are playing, they'll kind of hop in your deck at the bottom of the screen, and you can play a card and complement it with another card to kind of increase the difficulty at that time. So like, it's very straightforward. It's very easy to read. The tutorial they give you is quite long, not in a bad way, but quite long and really easy to understand for how to play this. So you're just kind of going through this FTL style pathway map. You're fighting enemies, you're playing mini games, you're gathering not only ingredients from the enemies that you're defeating, but also like materials and stuff that you're gathering from those nodes. You're fighting a boss, you're kind of continuing the story. And then when you're done with that, you get all the materials. If you win the boss fight or you finish the story thing you were going to go do, you get 100% of the materials. If you don't, you still get like 90% of the materials. So it's very
Nice.
easy. It's not like, well, you lost them all because you died. It gives you an incredible amount of them anyway. Um, and at that point, you go to bed and you start the whole routine back over. Um, and a lot of what you're doing story wise and quest wise is you're getting your adventurer. I think they call them caretakers, if I remember. You're getting them set with all of the dishes they need. You're taking care of them, and then you're kind of sending them out, doing a story thing out in the wilds, and then coming back and rinsing and repeating. And I adore this game so far. I think it's. I like the like routine of the day in day out thing of like the 3 different phases. I love that there's no timers. I love that the fishing game is not the Stardew Valley fishing game where you're like have to do this balancing skill based thing. The fish bite, there's an exclamation mark, you hit X and it reels in the fish. Like it's
Is it tickling that Moonlighter kind of vibe for you?
I think that's part of why I like it is like it I like a game where you have the kind of like you're taking care of all the preparation stuff. You're playing some mini games to make the dishes and get the caretaker all set up, and then they're going through and you're doing the kind of the light deck building stuff, and then once you're done with that, you start the whole thing back over. So I think a lot of that is what's tickling me, and I like that this game still has a difficulty to it. It's not a game where you're like walking straight through it. You're not like the card game dungeon stuff isn't this thing of like I played a card and I win, yay. There's enough of a difficulty there, I think, to keep it exciting and interesting. But like I said, you're not playing Slay the Spire where it's like, okay, this card synergizes with that, and if I play this one, my deck builds, and then it's like you play 14 cards and you do 2,000 damage. Like that's definitely not the thing. But there's kind of just enough in all of the systems that I think it feels really good to play. It feels really rewarding to build a good deck and to learn all these systems. It feels really good to cook dishes really well in the minigame part, and then like make a ton of money and prepare your caretaker for a great dungeon. And honestly, it's a really good blue sky game. Like there's a big danger out there, but that's kind of not my problem because I'm cooking, and it is the caretaker's problem, but it's kind of the style of the fight with like the little play acting thing, I think helps a ton. That stuff looks really great. The main game looks really great. The soundtrack is great. The writing is really fun. It's all just really good. It's just a really solid, really well done blue sky game. And I think that's kind of what I think I needed right now. So Bistro is really cool. I am kind of bummed because it seems like nobody has reviewed this game whatsoever out there. So I'm a little worried that it's getting kind of looked over. I know it's available
it's
on.
kind of the problem with video games. Like
Yeah.
there's just way too many of them out, and it's
Yeah.
hard to find time with everything else going on in the world and trying to pay bills and everything to
Right.
sit down and play new stuff.
Yeah, they did a big push marketing originally saying it's available on PC and Xbox. It's also available on PlayStation as well, and that's where I'm playing it on PlayStation. And I have no complaints about the controls. I think all of it plays really great on controller, and I've had no performance issues or anything. Like it's been really great. I would wholeheartedly recommend going and looking at a trailer for Bistro, because I think you can watch a trailer, and I think if that seems like something that you're interested in, I think it's probably going to be for you if you look at it and be like, ooh, okay. I think Bistro's going to be pretty cool. And I hear too, it's not a super long experience either. I think I spent it's like $15-$20. Like it's really pretty reasonable. I think people are
I was
saying,
gonna say, I just pulled it up on Steam right now. If you buy the Timberline collection on Steam, you
Mhm.
get that and another game called The Red Lantern, which looks like a dog
Yeah,
sledding game,
that's their
together for
other game.
$14.99.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, and people are saying they're
but
finishing it.
normally it's like $19.
Yeah,
So
and people are saying they're finishing it in about 10 hours, which I think is great. Like I
Okay.
don't.
Yeah.
We talked about it with Chrono Trigger. I don't need all these games to be 100 hours apiece. You want to give me like a very
Yep.
tight,
no,
well-designed 10 hours? I'll take it.
I'm actually starting to find that's a lot of the reason why I'm not playing a whole lot of games, because they're all like 40 to 100 hours.
Uh-huh.
It's like I don't have
Yup.
that right
I
now.
don't even have time to start that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bistro is really great. I've been enjoying it a lot. I'm gonna play a lot more of it here on stream pretty soon because I want to keep seeing where it's going. It seems pretty cool. I just got my second caretaker who uses a entirely different type. I think he uses bitter cards for his deck. So now I have two different caretakers that kind of focus on entirely different things. So I'm curious to see where that's going to go. So that's Bistro, Beastro. Check it out. Let's talk about our two releases we have this week. Apparently, nobody's releasing stuff this week, and I'm not entirely sure why for the week of June 29th. Rhythm Heaven Groove comes out on the Switch this week. It's a new Rhythm Heaven game. It looks incredibly cool.
I wish I had the money on a Switch 2 to play this. It's probably on regular Switch 2, but I don't want to play on Switch.
Yeah, it is released on the original Switch. It's not Switch 2 exclusive, thankfully. But yeah, this looks...
It looks so good.
These games are always really great. There's kind of nothing like it either. I know some indie games have tried to kind of do the final do-it-myself thing here, but these games are cool. I like them. So that's Rhythm. It's that game coming out this week. Other game coming out this week is RV There Yet. Comes out on series console platforms. It's also on Game Pass this week as well. This is the friend game where you and your friends are poorly driving an RV across mountain and other treacherous trails here. So,
yep, it's really fun.
Yeah, you guys liked it a lot when you played it for Friday night stuff, and I'm happy to see it's coming out on consoles because I think that's going to do.
I'm very
really
curious
well.
if it's crossplay.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see too. Does the ID at Xbox thing say here? No. So I think that's going to be. I think that's going to be a really great thing. Hopefully, it shows up on more platforms here over time.
It is not crossplay so far.
Okay. Well, that's a bummer. That's okay. Maybe someday. All right, let's talk about our news stories of the week. Start off with we got two pricing related news stories this week. Neither of these should be a surprise to anybody that is following the news whatsoever. Grand Theft Auto 6. We've known the release date here for a while. Obviously, since we talked about not E3, video games not coming out in the month of Grand Theft Auto or the months around it. September or February are the two hot months here. But we didn't really know the launch details. Rockstar and Take-Two have come out and talked about pre-orders being available now for this game. Blah blah blah. Let's cut to the chase. Two things suck about this. One is it's $80 for the base game here. $100 for the deluxe version. The deluxe version of which says it comes with exclusive collection of premium vehicles, weapons, apparel, and blah 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 blah. There's a Vice City pack, whatever, and there's apparently like 4 or 5 stores.
Yeah, like 5 story missions, or there's stores, and then there's also story missions apparently that are tied behind the $100 version.
We don't know how important or impactful those are. On paper, that kind of sucks. Of like, yeah, it's $80, which is bad, but also if you want the full thing, it's $100, which is also bad. And then A funny story. There's no disc. All of the physical versions
Yeah.
just have a download code, which is horrible. It's just like
Yeah.
I have long been the guy who's like, all right, collector's edition doesn't come with the disc. I get it. It's not the worst thing in the world as long as it's priced appropriately. Blah blah blah. The boxed regular
Yep.
version of the game has to come with a disc, man. Like, I this is so concerning from an industry health perspective. Number one, the biggest game on the planet will be $80 or $100, which is a bad precedent to set for other large video games going forward. But then we're already struggling with the Switch 2 game key things, which is like its own separate bad problem. But then to have this game, again, which is guaranteed to be the biggest game on the planet for like the next decade, to not have a disc in the box and just have be a download code.
Yeah, I mean, they've said that there will be discs in the box eventually.
They have not.
Eventually,
They have
they
not,
I thought
actually.
they confirmed that it would have like later.
They have. What has come out is there have been. I love we see this cycle happening every single time a big game gets announced that has like slightly shaky information. The German website has a post that for some retailer
Okay.
that people are translating through this thing. Take-Two and Rockstar haven't said anything about that. There are now whispers that there won't be a disc whatsoever at any point. We will have some answers at some point,
Fun.
probably.
No, we won't. They're never
Well,
going to talk about
they're
it.
not
Here's
gonna
the
do it.
thing.
Yeah.
They will talk about it because they want to do the Taylor Swift thing. They want to double dip and triple dip and quadruple dip. So they'll have a disc-less version of it now where there's no code. And then, in 6 months, wouldn't you know, we have a premium...
When the Game of the Year edition.
Yeah,
Mhm.
premium deluxe disc version with... It has all of the DLC on the disc, wouldn't you know it? And then 2 years later, oh my gosh, it has so many shark cards for GTA 6 Online, which hasn't been announced yet, but obviously will be. Wouldn't you know that has a disc as well? So, you got to buy that one too. My concern about this is like the kind of continued decimation of the used game market of, exclusive download only games, which is fine. I get it. The Switch 2 game key thing, which some devs have come out and said, like, we have to ship on whether you believe this or not, we have to ship on a game key version because the transfer speed of the cartridge isn't as fast as the transfer speed of the internal memory. If that's true, sure, I get it. Don't sell a boxed version then. Just sell on the eShop. But this is like a whole separate thing of like, again, it's not to be understated, the biggest game the industry is going to see for a very long time until GTA 7.
For the next three generations.
Yeah.
It's worth saying that.
The next
It's
decade
coming out
at a
just
minimum.
just like 5, it's coming out right at the end of a console cycle.
Yep.
So you're gonna get this one. It's gonna get re-released again for the next
Well,
console.
the
It'll
PS6
probably get
edition, you
re-released
gotta buy
again.
that special edition.
So
like,
they're gonna quadruple dip this however they can.
and to like destroy the used market for this game, I think is especially concerning and worrying. And I wasn't really looking to buy or play GTA 6 because I'm just like not in the market. But all of these choices, I'm like, I'm just not gonna. My lack of a purchase is not gonna put a dent in it, but I'm not gonna play this whatsoever.
I'm very interested in playing it because I think, like them or hate them, I think the GTA games have always been groundbreaking in many different ways.
Yeah.
It's not worth $80.
No.
I can tell you that for me. It's definitely not worth $80.
And it's definitely
No,
not
but
worth
like
100, which it seems like it's
groundbreaking
going to be.
how though? Because the shooting has always sucked. The
Right.
story has never been good. The driving, like the controls in general, have never been
No,
great with GTA
mechanically,
games.
they are phenomenal things. Like,
Yeah.
I think Red Dead Redemption
I
2 is one of the best games I've ever played, and that
so
story is
that's
genuinely
different,
phenomenal.
and that's separate. Red Dead 2 is separate from any GTA game,
Right.
and my biggest issue too is that they haven't released footage of gameplay at all.
Yeah, like let's not
You got
forget the
all of you
trailers
guys
are
pre-ordering
vibes-based.
all these, all these people pre-ordering digital copies, which is ridiculous in itself
Yeah.
of this game, don't even know what they're pre-ordering.
Right. And the only so to be clear, I'm not going to be upset if someone is going to pre-order a digital copy of it from like the Xbox store or the PlayStation store or something. If the game is allowed to be preloaded, because the store is going to be destroyed. All of the storefronts are going to be destroyed when
Everything's
the game
going to
comes
go
out.
down.
So if you can preload it, I appreciate that. I think that is a good reason to pre-order these games. But you're right. Like, we have no idea. We know the two main characters, and there's a bunch of vibes, and that's GTA 6. So, like...
apparently there's a love story.
Well, there you go.
That's what we know.
$100.
Yeah.
So, like, I think a lot of this is just completely concerning and worrying, and I think... I think the precedent this sets really sucks, and I hope against hope that it won't start an industry trend, but I know in my heart that it definitely will. So as we cannot afford anything right now, why not have our media get more expensive? Which,
of course, it's
is
a
a bummer.
luxury now.
Yeah. Let's talk about our other news story here real quick, which is that Valve has confirmed the price of the Steam machine.
Speaking of
Talk about
luxury,
luxury, yeah.
Speaking of not being able to afford anything, the Steam machine, the base level Steam machine. Well, let's remember, the Steam machine is a TV focused PC. It is a 6-inch cube. It is very much meant to be underneath your TV. It is apparently, from reviews, whisper quiet. They have a brand new controller, blah 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 blah. The 512 gigabyte Steam machine is coming out at $1,049 US. The Steam machine, that Steam machine with the controller is a little over $1,100. The 2 terabyte one is $1,350, and then the Steam machine 2 terabyte with a controller is almost $1,500. Which just like, of course it is, because components are impossible to afford right now, even for a company as big as Valve.
And on top of that, Microsoft just announced that they're raising the price of the Xbox Series consoles, and PlayStation just deleted a whole bunch of movies that people own in the UK from Studio Canal.
515
500
movies.
and
No big deal. We're talking
everything's
on the
going
Outcast
great,
about
everyone.
buying Blu-rays.
Yeah,
Probably just buy
capitalism is phenomenal, y'all.
Yeah. So, like, look, I am the target market for a Steam machine. I really wanted one of these. I wanted to put it under my TV and play games on my TV like this, and have my kid play games where it's like it doesn't have to be on a full computer, and it has the full like Steam big picture and all this stuff. I can't justify. The specs are fine. Like, this isn't like an underpowered machine. I just can't justify a machine spending $1,000 on basically anything right now, especially.
But Boston, look, didn't you see you can swap out that panel to be wood
hey,
or
that's
whatever?
Very cool. But
that's very 360 of them.
I just like, this is definitely a machine that should be like $700, and I bet before the like large language model garbage, like environment and community destroying plagiarism machine, the wild and disgusting rise of those, in case you wanted to know what my feelings are, it probably was going to be about $700, which I think is a really great price for something like this, for a kind of like home, like TV focused sort of thing. I just think at $1,000, like the Steam Deck price got released or got increased recently, and sort of like, I mean, for
Yeah, the
those,
basic for that's $1,000.
for like the price of those,
Yep.
it's sort of like that's kind of out of the realm of possibility for something that is not underpowered, but it's definitely not the most powerful handheld kind of that form factor, the Switch form factor PC that you can get.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like my hope with something like the Steam Machine was going to be empowering more indie developers and more of the AA developers to do for a lot of PC games what the Steam Deck did really well for PC gaming, which was encouraging developers to focus on lower powered machines, as we have to take our computers, if we're lucky to have one at this point, and stretch those specs further for longer, because upgrading a GPU or CPU or RAM or anything isn't going to happen. We can't afford it.
Impossible right now.
Yeah, like it's just impossible from an affordability perspective. So stretching those specs,
Or even just physically. Like, even if you
Right.
could afford it, it's physically not there.
right? And like that's the great thing about the Steam Machine was like you have this small cube that fits under your TV. It is incredibly quiet. It doesn't have to be this big RGB clear glass streamer
That's
nightmare.
literally,
Yeah, at least they
this
did
is
that.
exactly the reason why I'm crossing my fingers about Helix.
Yeah,
Because if Helix can do this and give me my Xbox console library at the same time,
right.
sorted.
If anyone doesn't remember, that's the code name of the next Xbox. I don't want to call it a console yet, a platform machine.
Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like that's
Your
the
new
dream.
your new cloud.
Yeah, that's the dream. Is kind of like blurring the lines between, well, is this playing PC stuff? Is this that? But I think even the price
It's
here,
the joy I've had messing around with the Ally that I have. It's like, yeah, look,
Right.
look, this is great. I'm playing Steam, like Steam, GOG, PC, Xbox. I've got all of them in the same place.
Yep. So I don't know, man. This is a cool machine. Reviews seem, if they're not focused on the price, reviews seem really strong. Obviously, the price is a portion of it. It's an important part of it, and it seems like a great machine. And I know it's not going to happen because I'm being a pessimist about it. But hopefully, prices come down on anything at any point. But I know the reality of the situation is that's probably not going to
Yeah,
happen.
you're not being a pessimist. We are running off of
Oh.
facts at this point that when
Yeah.
prices go up, they do not come back down.
Yeah, and everybody is so terrified of the end of capitalism that everybody's milking everything that they can get out of it now while they can.
Yeah, exactly. So, I hope this machine does well, because I think there's a market for a like set top focused PC thing, just like we saw with the Steam Machine or the Steam Deck. I just think the unfortunate realities of component pricing right now just really hurt this thing's launch completely for like a lot of the average people. So
Yep.
we'll see, but Godspeed, Valve. All right. Enough sad news. That's the end of the episode here. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Everywhere to find and follow us is on the right-hand side of the page. Don't forget to join our Discord server. We're talking about that a lot for like Final Fantasy V Jeff Fiesta, the LFG for Friday night game nights every other week. You can check all of that out at discord.tvgp.tv. Don't forget our Patreon page, patreon.com/e1m1 or e1m1.cash.
Those ones are the numerical digits.
We talked about all the cool stuff you get at the beginning of the episode. The $5 a month tier is a recommended one. If you can't support us over there, please like, comment, subscribe us on YouTube, follow us on Twitch, and don't forget the best way to help us is by following us on, rating us positively. I got so distracted by like one of these hardware reviewing YouTubers that had like the disappointed face about the Steam machine of like, oh, it's like the big like stop doing that.
Oh, the YouTube face.
Yeah, the YouTube face.
Yeah.
The disappointed variant. But rating us positively on your podcatcher of choice really does help. More people find the show, which is greatly appreciated. I think that's it. So we'll see you all next week. Bye.
Oh boy.
Bye.
Nimp, what are your titles?
I have Shelves by December, Not Ancient and From Europe, Apple Phone equals Religion, and I have everything spelled out, and Narsh.
Okay. Moon, what do you have?
Shelves by December, Go Full Tilt, Apple plus cell phone equals religion, Until It Wasn't, The Way of the Turtle, Nimp Hates Women, to the surprise of no one. Accidentally put those right next to each other. Essentially a chicken leg. Speaking of luxury and the disappointed variant.
I have Ancient and From Europe. It Gives You Religion. Luke is Your Master. The Way of the Turtle. Legendary Jorts. Narsh and Shelves by December. I feel like we got a lot of bangers this week. What are we feeling strongly about?
I'm fine with whatever, honestly. I'm just tired.
Is any jumping out at you, Boston?
We had Shelves by December on our list. I don't think that's the strongest one. The Way of the Turtle was on there as well. I kind of like that one.
I mean, what's the Ancient and European one? Do we think that's got some legs to it?
I think that's kind of funny. It's a Dizzy the Egg. If you're not ancient and European like me.
Okay.
I think that was kind of fun. I almost like the Apple equals religion one, but I feel like any of the titles we had wasn't like punchy enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm fine with Ancient and European.
Yeah, I have Ancient and From Europe.
Or Ancient in Europe.
I'm okay with that one if you guys want to do that one.
Yeah, we can do that one.
Okay, I'll circle
Yep.
it.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Oh.
Oh, hang on, just want to. There you go. Pop those knuckles.
There you go. All right, starting
my
in
neck has been
three,
cracking this whole show, dude.
3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 975 for June 29th, 2026. Ancient and From Europe.
My roads are older than your country.
Remember, you have to invite Moon past the threshold.
Not where I thought you were going to go with that. I appreciate it.
Nope, did not see that coming.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everyone, for watching and listening. We greatly appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Bye.